Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, October 19th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. If you want to know why I'm wearing this, wait till the end of the video. Kind of like a dare, I guess, just to give you a little hint. First up, definitely was, or Google won't confirm it yet, I asked them. Seems to be like an update, a search algorithm update on October 16th. It looks like a big one. We have lots of signals from both the SEO community as well as the different tracking tools that there was some type of big algorithm update. It probably was related to tweaking what they've done over the past couple months, but there definitely seemed to be some type of algorithm update. Around that, let me just go back here. So John Mueller said that, this is pretty obvious, nothing crazy, but all Google updates impact every single website in the Google index. But obviously, if your site didn't have an impact, it still was impacted by the algorithm. It just had zero effect change. So it's not like specific sites are impacted. It's just the overall algorithm. And that's an important point just to somewhat understand. In any event, I just wanted to share that again. If you look into that and think about that a little bit longer, it makes you think about certain things. This morning, John Mueller did a hangout, which he does usually once a week, once every other week, or sometimes 2 or 3 times in every other week. And about 3.5 minutes in, a guy came in who runs a popular website that lost 60% of its Google organic traffic. He came to John before. John asked for examples. He gave John very detailed examples. The interesting part of this is that John actually explained that he went to the Google engineer team, went through these examples with them, and came back with the answer that the algorithm is working as expected, that things change over time, and just keep making your website better. But of course, understanding and seeing somebody whose traffic, who has payroll, like he has a big staff, drop by 60% is a big impact for a website and a business owner. And listening to that conversation between John and the site owner that lost probably about half his business or more because of the Google algorithm is somewhat heartbreaking to listen to. So hopefully he'll be able to figure out what to do. John's not giving any specific advice outside of just make your site better, read the quality raters guidelines, look for hints there, and just keep making a better site. He gave some specific tips with one feedback he gave about a title tag thing, but outside of that, it was pretty heartbreaking to listen to. Google announced or posted that there is an issue with Google Search Console. Some of the Google Search Console reports, their pipeline is kind of backed up, so they're reporting delays specifically with the AMP report, rich results, structured data report, hreflang report, index coverage report, and mobile usability report. I checked the index coverage report. It seemed normal to me. The AMP and mobile usability reports were a week behind. Google is definitely on top of it. It's not unusual for the Google Search Console reports to get backlogged. It happens fairly often, and it doesn't really impact your search rankings at all. So no reason to worry there. I found this interesting also that Google said, John Mueller said, if it's not documented, it could change over time. John Mueller said this on Reddit. He said, my go-to answer for these kinds of questions is if it's not documented, it could change over time. The question was really about how Google treats 301 versus 308 redirects. The thing is, even if it is documented, Google has changed it. So I don't know. I don't wade too much into that. But again, change is constant, and that's something that's constantly happening. So one thing to know for sure is that change does happen. Google says there's a huge opportunity for SEOs, technical SEOs that know JavaScript extremely well. The web is moving towards JavaScript. JavaScript has been around forever, but the people are getting way fancier. Browsers are able to handle JavaScript in more ways. Google's bot crawlers and so forth are able to handle JavaScript way better now with rendering and so forth. So there's a huge opportunity for technical SEO in JavaScript, so definitely look at that if you're into SEO. So PubCon was this week, and you can see here I cover some of the things from PubCon. I'll probably cover a few more things coming out of PubCon next week. But there was a little bit of controversy where Gary on the stage said that Google does read content within the NoScript tag specifically for images and for web content. But John Mueller said, yes, they do it for images, but they don't do it for web content. They won't read content in no script tags because it's an easy place to spam. Historically, SEOs and webmasters spam the no script tag. So there is a bit of controversy. I emailed Google, and I hope to have more information about what the correct answer is. Of course, you could test it, but I really kind of want to get a statement from Google on that. Also around that, Gary said that Googlebot is not able to scroll down your page, but they do render a page high, like 10,000 pixels high or something like that, but they're not able to necessarily scroll. But John Mueller said Googlebot is able to scroll a bit, and he showed an example of like years ago where Googlebot is actually to do infinite scroll and keep scrolling and so forth. So I'm trying to get more clarification from Google on that as well. Gary also said do not use hashtags or hashes in your URLs. That's specifically if you are using hashes to generate content dynamically on your page. So you put a hashtag, new content, and then it dynamically changes the content on the page. Google's not really able to handle that, especially after deprecating the new the old Ajax crawl schema. So don't go ahead and do that. Of course, you can use anchors on the page and so forth. That's nothing wrong with it, but Google just cuts off what they do after the hashtag. Gary also said that Google is able to render 98% plus of crawled pages, but some of the heavier stuff like the heavy JavaScript pages could take weeks for Googlebot to render properly. As I said, Google has fully deprecated the Ajax crawling scheme, which was launched, I think, back in 2009. Google said back in 2015 that it would be going away, and it took them years and years to do so. But John Mueller said basically this week that it's been deprecated for some time, and it's not coming back. So if any sites were impacted by it, they have been impacted already by deprecating it. It looks like Googlebot might have a fave icon crawler. Valentine Pletzer went ahead and posted on Twitter they saw a user agent that matches the thing that says Google fave icon in the user agent. We did see that Google is showing fave icons in search results again, so that's pretty interesting to see. And here's an example, again, of just recently Google showing fave icons in the search results snippets. We've seen it last year, 2013, 2019. You can see the little fave icons next to the titles. Google's been testing this on and off for a really long time, so it doesn't surprise me if Google has some type of way of crawling and indexing those fave icons. Google's people also search for is changing things up. There's lots of new UIs and interfaces and treatments of how those people also ask feature looks. You can see lots of different things here. So basically, there's mini organic listings. There's people search for extracted in the mini result. There's options. There's small snippets. It's pretty interesting what Google's doing there, and we'll see what lasts. And Google's also showing people also ask in the local search results, the local pack. So here's a screenshot showing if you click on a result and click back, that's how people also search work, it actually gives you other search examples of local results. Pretty interesting to see that over there. Google My Business Insights has added a quarter level data. So they had 1 week and 1 month of data. Now they have 1 quarter. I guess they're constantly going to increase this based on how much data they collect over time. So that's nice. Google My Business also added branded filters to the search, to how people discover your site. So there's a new yellow pie in the graph that says branded, and branded basically shows you customers who find your listings for branded related things for your business, like products you sell and so forth, and not necessarily people typing your direct name, your corporate name, but more of branded related queries. Google My Business video upload feature is not working right now. There's a server error when you do it. Google's aware of it, but this is what the error looks like. So if you do get that error, it will say server rejected error, and you get to dismiss it. And if you get that, don't worry, Google is working on it, and hopefully they'll fix that soon. Google local panels are now showing product and services in the local panel itself. You can add your product and services in the Google My Business section, and now people are actually seeing that it's showing up as a section in the local panel itself, the local knowledge panel itself. Google My Business also added clear options for the attributes. So if you used to add attributes, it would be hard to clear them all out. So Google actually added the ability to clear all attributes or clear some attributes in a fashion that's fairly quick. Google, I don't know if it's testing or rolling it out. Some people are saying it's rolling out. Large slideshow-like images for the local pack. So you have these. This is the new local pack here. and there's big images you can scroll through with the information about the stores. This is what I see, just normal local pack information with the images on the right, but here's what we think is actually rolling out. So that's a change. Google My Business dashboard added map addresses to the dashboard. So basically, Google wants you to go ahead and see where Google placed the pin. It used to be that this map wasn't here. You had to edit it to actually see the map. But Google's saying, hey, there's a pin that probably needs to be fixed. Go ahead and do that. And they're kind of pointing it out to the Google My Business login user, the console user. Google said at a recent local search conference at the Googleplex that 40% of queries have local intent. It's not clear if those are mobile queries only, if those are desktop and mobile. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all queries that have a local intent. It seems high, but I wouldn't be so surprised. And also, Google has a new feature where if you do a search for some formulas and you do a calculation search for some formulas, you get the formula for that search. Google actually puts this formula. It says, for an approximate result, divide the masses by value of 2.205, and that's the formula to come up with this conversion. And finally, the thing you've been waiting for the whole entire video, why am I wearing this? One is a bunch of people, after I won this, said I have to wear it publicly in one presentation, so I figured I'd do it for the video. Ryan Jones asked me to wear this during the video, so I thought it was a good idea. I actually shockingly won this, here it is, let me show it to you. The U.S. Search Awards, U.S. Search Personality of the Year at PubCon this couple days ago. Thanks for all the judges that voted for me. And of course, thanks to the search community, where this is really all about the search community. So kind of shocking, but again, huge honor, and thank you very much. And that's why I'm wearing this crown. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Again, today is Friday, October 19th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see some of you at XMX next week. Bye.